Hi, Mr. Muskew. So for the assignment, what I'm doing is writing some codes to prove my ability on the concepts we learned from this year's class. What I'm doing is I look at the report expectations, and I write some codes to prove I have the ability to meet those expectations. So this assignment is not finished yet. Hopefully I can add some more codes in it by the end of the long weekend. So firstly, I have the write and read file method, and in this class I have mentioned the concept of throwing exceptions and to try catch, and I also mentioned what is the difference between these two ways to deal with errors. But the code is very basic. It's just how to read file and write file from a text file. And secondly, I have a type conversion. I write some codes to some methods to convert data from among integers, strings, and characters. And I also included float, which is not mentioned a lot in the class this year. So float is basically a less precise type of numeric variable. And then I have the method to compare two non-numeric variables. So what it's doing is this object here, it has two parameters, one integer and one string. I compare whether they have the two same types of objects have the same integer and same string, but not the same memory location. So this is what this does, and it also includes the concept of constructor and overriding. And also I have a demonstrations on limitations of different types of variables, and I found something really interesting here is when I return the minimum value of an integer -1, I will have the maximum value of an integer, which is this thing here. And it works the opposite way. When I return the maximum value of an integer +1, which is here, it returns me the minimum value of an integer. So I think it's really interesting. And then I have a demonstrations on the combination of array and object. It's here, and I can run it in the main class. So what this does is I have a object. I create an object called person, and I use it with an array. So a person has three characteristics. It has a name, it has a age, and a height. And what this does is just to outprint a list of this person. I just input to have a list of these people's information. So it's just a simple demonstrations on how to combine an object and a array. And I also have demonstrations on stack and queue, which are not mentioned a lot in our class. I have a demonstration on stack here. So what it does is just to prove some basic method, how to use some basic methods of a stack. For example, to this empty method means to check whether a stack is empty or not, and this peek method is to get the top layer value of the stack, and the pop is basically to remove the object at the top of the stack and returns the object. And then yeah, basically this is what I have for stack, and I have a similar class for queue. It's here. It does a similar thing. What I have is I have five values in a queue, and then I have pick here, pick, and then it look at the top layer value of the queue, but it doesn't like take it out. But if I use poll, then it look at it and it takes it out. But for using the queue object, I also need to use this linked list, which I'm not very familiar with. So, however, this is the basic methods I demonstrate on how to use a queue. So, I also have I create an object called clock, and I did some demonstrations on it. I can run it in the main class again. So by using this clock method, what I did is I demonstrate how to use modulus and that kind of to do things, to calculate things, and I also demonstrate the difference between a static field and a non-static field, and what is an instance method and how to use them. So I will just run this, and then because I didn't override the toString method, so it gives me back a memory location, and then I used modulus to keep the time in the range of 0 to 2359. So I can put different numbers in it to prove it's correct. And then I also demonstrate how static field work by using brand as a static field. Firstly, I put Rolex as the brand for C1, and then I create C2. And then I put its brand as Swatch, and then I show both C1 and C2's brand. And what I have is they both have Swatch as their brand. This is because the brand is a static field, and once I change it, it changes for every object that has the same type. So this is basically what I have for now, and I think I will improve these codes, and I believe I will also to do more codes to meet more expectations from the RP1 tab. So thank you.